Good morning, dear children. I hope all are staying safe at home, enjoying your online classes. Yes. So before I could go to the topic, let me ask two questions which is related to our topic. First one, can you name some liquids? Yes. Water, milk, coffee, vinegar, oil, etc. Can you say the shape of the liquid? Does liquid have any shape? Yes, you are right. Liquid does not have a definite shape, but it takes the shape of the container. So when you see this bottle, I have filled this bottle with water. So the liquid inside the bottle takes the shape of the container. Since it takes the shape of the container, it has volume. What it has? Volume. So today we are going to see about volume of liquids. Volume of liquids. So now I have taken a glass. This glass is empty. I am going to fill this glass with water. So now what happened? This empty glass is filled with water. So the space occupied by a liquid in a container is called as volume of liquids. So the volume of any liquid is equal to the space it fills. So now tell me the definition for volume of liquids. The amount of space taken up by a liquid in a container is called as volume of liquids. Before going to volume in detail, let us see a topic called capacity, which is related to volume. So can anyone tell me what do you mean by capacity? Yes, now let us see through a small example. So now I have taken a bottle. So this bottle contains 2 liters of water. So the capacity of this bottle is 2 liters. So we can fill only 2 liters of water in this bottle. Can you fill 3 liters or 4 liters of water in this bottle? It is not possible. Why? Because the capacity of this bottle is only 2 liters. It holds only 2 liters of water. So that is called as what? Capacity. Now one more. So this bottle contains 750 milliliter of water. So can you pour 1 liter of water in this? No, it is not possible. So this bottle holds only 750 milliliters of water, but it can hold less than 750 ml but not more than 750 ml. Now the definition for capacity is the maximum volume of liquid that a container can hold is known as capacity. Volume of liquid can be measured using measuring cylinders, measuring beakers, etc. So here if you see, this is called as measuring beaker. So using this also we can measure the volume of liquid. So when you go to hospital, if the doctor prescribed medicine, especially syrup, so in the syrup bottle also on top you can see a measuring cup. So this measuring cup also is used for measuring the volume of liquid. So here the measurement will be given in milliliters. This apparatus will be used in science laboratory. So your mother is telling you to buy oil from the shop. So what you will go and ask? You will ask for 1 liter of oil or 500 milliliters of oil. So that liter and milliliter denotes the unit of volume. So what is the unit of volume? Can you tell me? Yes. Usually volume is measured in liter. So 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. So you would have already learned in lower classes in maths. Then 1 liter is equal to 1000 cc or centimeter cube. So the cc can be represented as cubic centimeter or centimeter cube. So here why we are using cubic centimeter or centimeter cube? If the dimension of the objects are given in centimeter, so in that case we can use 1 liter is equal to 1000 cc or centimeter cube. Next we are going to see how to measure volume of regular shaped objects and irregular shaped objects. Now can you tell me what do you mean by regular shaped objects? Yes. So the object which has a regular shape. Example, square, rectangle, triangle, cone, cuboid. All these are examples for regular shaped objects. So where you came across all these cube, cuboid, square, all these words where you came across in maths? Yes, you are correct. The next one, what do you mean by irregular shaped objects? The object which do not have a regular shape. Example, stone, broken glass piece, torn paper. So all these are example for irregular shaped objects. So using the formula, we are going to measure the volume of regular shaped objects. So here we are going to see about cube, cuboid, sphere and cylinder. So first one we will take cube. So in cube all the sides will be equal. So what is the formula for square? Side into side. So what is the formula for volume of cube? So here we will say it as side into side into side. So this is breadth, this is height and this is length. So all the sides will be equal. So the formula to measure volume of cube is side into side into side. Next we are going to see cuboid. So the area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth. Length into breadth into height. Length, breadth and height. The formula to find out volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this r represents radius. Then pi value you can use 3.14. Pi value can be substituted with 3.14. So 4 by 3 into pi into r into r into r. So 4 by 3 pi r cube is the formula to find out volume of sphere. Next, how will you find out volume of cylinder? Formula is pi r square h. So r represents radius, h represents height. So pi value, what is the pi value? 3.14. Pi is equal to 3.14. So pi into r into h is the formula to find out volume of cylinder. Now we are going to see volume of irregularly shaped objects. So what are the examples? I already told you for irregular shaped object. Stone, broken glass piece, torn paper, yes, all this. So now I am going to use stone as a irregular shaped object. Using this I am going to find the volume. So how we will find volume of irregularly shaped objects? So to find out volume of irregular shaped objects, we need a measuring jar. So here can you see the measurement? Yes. Then we can take water. So now I am going to pour water in this measuring jar. So now can you tell me the measurement? So now it is 200 ml. So that can be denoted as initial volume. So initial volume is equal to 200 ml. Then I am going to place this irregular shaped object, that is stone. So I am going to drop, I have tied this stone with the help of a thread. I am going to drop this stone. So now when I drop this stone in the water, what will happen? Automatically the water level will rise. So now the water level is 250 ml. So that is the final volume. So final volume is equal to 250 ml. So now from this we have to find the volume of stone. So usually how you will do subtraction, greater value first, then the lesser value. So now the greater value is 250 ml, lesser value is 200 ml. So the formula is final volume minus initial volume. So what is the final volume value? 250 ml. 250 ml minus initial volume is 200 ml. So when you subtract 250 minus 200 is equal to 50 ml. So the volume of stone is 50 ml or 50 centimeter cube. Next we are going to see about density. So before that, let us see what is density with the help of an experiment. Now what is this pin? I am going to drop this pin in the water. So now what happened? The pin sinks. Why it sinks? Because the weight of pin is more when compared to water. So the density of pin is more than the density of water is less. Now I am going to drop this paper. So now what happens to the paper? The paper floats. So why the paper floats? Because the density of paper is less. The weight of paper is less when compared to water. So the density of paper is less and the density of water is more. So the paper floats. So the heaviness or lightness of your body is due to density. Definition for density is the density of a substance is defined as the mass of the substance contained in unit volume. So in other words we can say density is equal to mass by volume. What do you mean by mass? Weight. So what do you mean by volume? The space occupied by a substance. So mass by volume can be represented as D is equal to M by V. So this is the formula to find out density. Density is equal to mass by volume or density is equal to M by V. Next, the unit of density in SI system it is kilogram per meter cube. So SI means System International or International System of Units. So here we will say kilogram per meter cube. Why we are saying as kilogram per meter cube? Density is equal to mass by volume. So when you take mass, usually mass will be measured using milligram, gram, kilogram. Yes. Then volume, meter cube, centimeter cube. Yes. So based on this, here we are writing the SI unit for density is kilogram per meter cube. Next in CGS, the unit for density is gram per centimeter cube. What do you mean by CGS? Centimeter for length, gram for mass, second for time. So in that system of unit, we say the unit of density as gram per centimeter cube. Next, different materials will have different densities. So here in this we saw the pin sinks, the paper floats. So the density of pin is greater, the density of paper is less. So the material with higher density is called as denser and the material with lower density is called as rarer. So the material with higher density is called as denser. So what do you mean by denser? The material with higher density. You should not forget this. Material with lower density is called as rarer. So what do you mean by rarer? Material with lower density. So this denser and rarer, these two terms are very important. Even when you go to higher class, you will be learning in detail about this. Now we are going to see the relationship between mass, density and volume using a triangle. So now here this is taken as mass, this is taken as density and here it is taken as volume. So here division symbol, both the sides. Down here multiplication. Now tell me the formula to find out mass. Mass is equal to density into volume. Density into volume. Then the formula to find out density. Density is equal to, so here we have mass, here we have division symbol, here volume. So mass by volume. Then what is the formula to find out volume? Volume is equal to, here we have mass, here we have division symbol, here we have density. So mass by density. Is it clear, children? Children, relax yourself and find the answer for riddles. About measuring distance of celestial bodies. So what all you can find in the sky? You can see star, sun, moon, planets. Yes. So they are called as celestial bodies. So the objects that is found in the space or in the sky is called as celestial bodies. Now how you will measure the distance between star and the earth, between two stars, or between the distance between the planets? So how it will be measured? Can you use meter scale or can you use inch tape and measure? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. Then how we will measure? So the astronomers have used two units. What are they? Astronomical unit and light year. So these are the two units which is used to measure the distance between the celestial bodies. So what are the two units? Astronomical unit and light year. So now first we will see about what is astronomical unit. So you all know that the earth revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit. So when it rotates in an elliptical orbit, the distance between the earth and the sun varies day by day. So what is astronomical unit? The distance between the earth and the sun. So when you measure the distance between the earth and the sun, we have two positions. One is perihelion and the other one is aphelion. Now what do you mean by perihelion? The shortest distance between the earth and the sun is called as perihelion. Shortest distance. What is perihelion? Shortest distance between the earth and the sun. Then what is aphelion? Farthest distance between the earth and the sun. So these are the two positions, perihelion and aphelion position. So during perihelion position, the distance between the earth and the sun will be 147.1 million kilometer. Then in aphelion position, the distance between the earth and the sun will be 152.1 million kilometer. So now from this we have to find out the astronomical unit. So how we will find out? you have to add this. 7 plus 2, 9, 5 plus 4, 9, 1 plus 1, 2. So since we have two values, you should divide with 2 to find out the average. So 299.2 divided by 2. So when you divide with 2, what is the answer you will get? 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8, balance 1, 2 nines are 18, balance 1, 1 with the 2 if you add 12 you will get 2 6 are 12. So 149.6 million kilometer or 149.6 into 10 to the power of 6. Since we have written a million, million can be denoted as 10 to the power of 6. Then kilometer. So 1 astronomical unit is equal to 149.6. Now based on this, can you tell me the definition for astronomical unit? Is the average distance between the earth and the sun. And the value of 1 astronomical unit is 149.6 into 10 to the power of 6 kilometer. Now we are going to see about light year. So this will be the last topic for this measurement lesson. So in light year, the astronomers used to measure the distance in deep space. So for that purpose, they use the term called light year. So now we are going to see the speed of light for 1 second. So light travels at a speed of 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. So for 1 second, light travels at a speed of 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter. Then we are going to calculate for 1 year. So before that, we should calculate the number of seconds in 1 year. So 1 year is equal to how many days? 365 days. So this 365 days in the case of non-leap year. Then 1 day is equal to 24 hours. 1 day is equal to 24 hours. 1 hour is equal to how many minutes? 60 minutes. 1 minute is equal to how many seconds? 60 seconds. So now what you should do? You should multiply all this. 365 into 24 into 60 into 60. So when you multiply, you will be getting 3.153 into 10 to the power of 7 seconds. So now already we saw the speed of light for 1 second is 3 into 10 to the power of 8. Then for 1 year, the total number of seconds is 3.153 into 10 to the power of 7. So now multiply these two. 3.153 into 10 to the power of 7 into 3 into 10 to the power of 8. When you multiply 3.153 into 3, you will be getting 3 3s are 9, 3 5s are 15, 3 1s are 3, 3 plus 1 4, 3 3s are 9 into 7 plus 8, 10 to the power of 15 meter. So the speed of light for 1 year is 9.459 into 10 to the power of 15 meter. So 9.459 into 10 to the power of 15 meter can be written as 9.46. So why we are writing as 9.46? Here the number is greater than 5. So we can make it as the next number. So 9.46 into 10 to the power of 15 meter. So based on this, can you tell me the definition for light year? So the definition for light year is the distance travelled by light in vacuum. Vacuum means space during the period of 1 year.
Now let's recap what we have learned. So today we learned about volume, capacity, density, astronomical unit and light year. What is volume? The amount of space occupied by a three-dimensional object. Next, what is capacity? The maximum volume of a liquid that a container can hold is known as capacity. What is density? The mass of the substance contained in unit volume. What is astronomical unit? The average distance between the earth and the sun. Next, what is light year? So 1 light year is defined as the distance traveled by light in vacuum during the period of 1 year. I hope you enjoyed the class. Thank you.